Yep. Whenever you're ready, count me down. Guess that's the count. Oh yeah.
5, 4.
All right, so the first couple of stages are pretty slow. So yeah, so this is E.V.O Search for Eden. You all know this shit. You learned this in science.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be leveling up some dudes by evolving them, and by evolving them I mean adding fucking bits onto them, like fins and other types of fins. And yeah, so like RPG said, this is a new game plus. One of the mechanics in this game is that you can save your evolutions, and he's got a bunch of pre-saved, like super badass evolutions that he's going to be able to recall at certain points in the run, just so that he can, you know, kind of cheat and make it easier. Yeah, not a ton to say here. Things start off pretty slow. We're about to find out whether or not he's going to get a mana ray, which it's a marathon run, so he fucking is. So that's the mana ray. It's slow. You're not going to be able to catch up to the fish that he would really like to kill and eat. So
yeah.
here he's gonna despawn all the fish as soon as he can, and that's gonna let him leave this level ASAP. But yeah, so this sucks. I'm sure he's super happy about this. He got through that okay. He hopefully is going to get past this next. Alright, so he's going to be grabbing an orb. There's a few different types of orbs in this game. The ones that we care about are green and blue. Blue gives you experience, and as you saw, he just spent his experience to tack a shark fin right onto the top of his fish. And then green orbs are going to be what he uses to recall those other evolutions that he already has saved. So he'll be picking some of those up in the next chapters. But for now, we'll be seeing whether he decides to grind out some extra experience for safety in this upcoming boss, which can go real sideways real quick. Alright, so if he was going to grind out experience, it would be on these sharks, which he's not, because RPG is a fucking pro. So this upcoming boss, what he's going to try and do is get it into a stun lock. This game is pretty difficult. They allowed players to get enemies into stun locks, but the reverse of that is also true. These enemies can stun lock players real quick. So he's going to move in a certain way to make the shark get into the corner and hopefully keep him there. No, just kidding. I lied. He's gonna let the shark do whatever the fuck it wants. Alright, cool. So normally he would eat all that shit and use it to level up and then save his evolution, but this is what New Game Plus means. He doesn't have to spend time eating shit, he doesn't have to spend time saving that evolution, he gets to just keep on playing the game. Alright, so RPG's grabbed his first orb. It's a green orb, so we're gonna see him use it pretty soon.
Cracking it open.
Cracking it open.
So this kind of showcases what the builds are in the speedruns of this game. He doesn't have much health at all, so he can still get fucked up pretty quick. But he's going to be doing a shit ton of damage, and he's moving real fast.
Majestic. I hear Aladdin. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like super brief bits of Aladdin. Like every time he gets hit.
yeah, you hear whoa, or him collecting like a gem. The bosses in these games, in this game, is like such a pain in the ass most of the time, but you can just cheese them. It seems like.
Yeah, so it might look like he's mashing, but there's a really specific rhythm that you have to learn, and it's different for every boss. So it looks like he's trivializing them, but the way that this game was designed, those bosses will put a hurt on you real quick. And they actually designed it so that you're supposed to use the evolution system to heal. So they expected players casually to like grind out thousands of EVO points so that they could just evolve back and forth to heal during those boss fights.
What? Really? That's exactly how I beat the game too, which is funny. I thought that was like a cheese you can do, but that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's the actual design intention, is that you're going to cheese these fights by healing yourself over and over. Yeah, so we're coming up on the first of two bee fights. This one's going to be the King Bee. And both of these fights are pretty easily manipulated. Once you learn the manipulation, it's not too bad. So he's going to keep the bee from doing any attacks after he spawns in.
Another, like, really hard boss I had trouble with.
Alright, that looks like a good setup for it. So we should see the bee never make a single attack here. Alright, so coming up is the stage with sand dicks in it. And he's going to have to do a bunch of real precise jumps to not get fucked up pretty bad here.
Oh yeah, these are sand dicks. They're just jizzing sand. Nice. Alright, so here's Queen Bee. The manipulation looks pretty similar, but the timing's a little bit different. He's gonna jump real early in the fight, and hopefully that's gonna set him up. It looks good. It should set him up to get a bite right when she spawns.
Rolling into the age of the dinosaurs.
Well,
Alright, so grabbing that green orb looks like it should be pretty simple, but it's like a 3-frame fucking window, and it's real hard to line up. So I'm not saying that RPG is playing this like a PB attempt, but basically he is.
Going in wrong.
serious time.
Alright, so coming up is the frog boss, and the frog is really a huge pain in the ass, not because he's dangerous at all, but because he's he tends to get away from you, and if that happens, you waste your green orb because your time runs out. All of these green orbs are timed, which I guess I probably should have mentioned like 20 minutes ago. So the timing for this is super, super tight because every so often the frog tries to jump and then your timing has to be different only for those bites. But RPG cleaned that up just fine.
Fuck.
So now he's got to kill a shit ton of T-Rexes, which is one of the harder boss fights in this game, I think, both casually and as a speedrunner. Even when you're totally powered up with tons of defensive capabilities, they'll take you out in like 2 bites and they combo you. But he's going to trivialize this by turning into, believe it or not, he's a bird right now. Yes, it's a bird. Learn your evolution. It's just fucking science. But this trivializes the fight a fair bit so that he can get the E.V.O points that he needs to level up his dinosaur and finish the fight after that. But so this is one of the major differences. He's playing US. In the Japanese version, you can just despawn a bunch of these, but in the US version, you have to kill 10 of them, which makes Japanese way, way easier. This is one of the few games that I know of where the Japanese release was actually substantially easier than the US release. So now that his green orb is worn off and he's not a bird anymore, he's just gonna finish these guys off by comboing them and biting them in the dick a bunch.
Whoa.
But this is still a pretty risky fight. One hit kills him, and he's out, so it's totally fine. Alright, so this is the sad cutscene. Everything that's happening right now is super, super sad. But there is a little happy ending because right at the beginning of this chapter, you met this mother, Triceratops, and she was looking for her babies. And we're going to find out right at the end of this cutscene that she did end up meeting up with her babies. She found her lost babies, and they're together again. And that's really, really just sweet and delightful. Alright, so the Ice Age fucking sucks, especially as a dinosaur. So think of the absolute worst ice physics you've ever experienced in a game. E.V.O is worse. If you're a dinosaur and you start trying to run, you're just going to stay in place. Pretty much the only way to get from point A to point B is by jumping everywhere. You get the chance right here, and RPG's not going to take it. In that cave with the ghost dinosaurs, you can become a mammal, and mammals can run on ice no problem. It's great. But he's not going to do that because that shit's slow. Alright, so we're coming up on the mammoth bosses. He's got to kill 3 of these dudes, and if any of them get away from him, they're going to quite likely kill him in 1 hit. Or 3 hits, but it's 1 move. He gets comboed instantly to death. So the movement here is pretty precise, and the timing is kinda weird.
I really hated these mammoths on my playthrough.
Yeah, they're a huge pain in the ass.
Really hated the Yetis.
Yeah, the Yetis are super great. You're gonna like the setup for the Yetis. The Yetis are super cool in this run. So at this point, you're still seeing RPG pick up a bunch of meat. It's not actually because he plans on leveling up his dinosaur anymore. At this point, the only purpose of picking up meat is to despawn the enemies quicker so that cutscenes can play out. So for example, he couldn't leave the area with the mammoths with either the meat had to despawn, which takes like 10 seconds, or he had to eat it so that that last pink mammoth could spawn in. Alright, so here we're about to see RPG use another one of his saved transformations. He's going to turn into a dragon, which, surprise, surprise, really trivializes this upcoming fight, which is a real pain in the ass otherwise. It's a little bit slower than you want it to be, but he should still have plenty of time to make it all the way to the Yeti fight and get his setup for it with the dragon. As long as he gets the setup, he's going to be able to combo the Yeti no problem.
Easy game.
Yeah, this is super easy. I think that everybody should play this casually and realize just how easy a speed game this is.
The Mama Yeti is even more of a pain in the ass. She just comes and claps you.
Yeah, and she can double clap you, which just instant kills you. But he's got a cool setup for it. That's
That's not the cool setup, though. All right, so now he's going to spawn in, and the Mama Yeti's already going to be active, which is going to make this a much harder fight. So he's going to try and bait her into jumping at him into the corner, and if he can get her in the corner while he's just right to the other side, then he'll be able to combo her. But otherwise, yeah, just touching her does 10 damage, and then if she were to ever get one of those claps to connect, that does 20 damage. So this fight's a real pain in the ass, even casually when you have a lot more defensive capabilities. But right now, he's, you know, pretty much a glass cannon.
And you lose like half your experience every time you die too, right?
Yep. So in this case, he doesn't care too much. He wants a little bit of experience for safety in the very final boss, but otherwise he doesn't need to level up or anything like that.
Right, okay.
There we go. So that's the setup. It's super, super hard. It's probably one of the harder setups in the game. So in a marathon setting, getting it third try is really good. So far, in other marathons, I'm only aware of mammal runs, and there's a free setup if you're a mammal. You can literally just mash a button. Alright, so this is the last chapter in the game, and even though you don't turn into a new, like, kind of creature, it still starts off pretty slow. So there's just going to be a few stages that RPG runs through before he gets to the next big segment, which is a boss fight against another Yeti. In chat, they were saying, go kill the baby Yeti. Well, that's coming. Just hold tight. Instead of killing the baby Yeti back then, now we get a grudge match, like millions of years later. Oh shit. So getting that bounce is pretty great. It's RNG whether or not those otters are going to be your friends and help you to bounce up. That skips a couple seconds just in that transforming animation.
Whoa.
Alright, so believe it or not, this is like a little miniature maze. This is getting you ready for a much longer maze that's going to be coming up later on. If you start exploring in that one level that you could have gotten off on the previous elevator, you can get lost pretty quick, though. Alright, so this dude's a huge pain in the ass when he's not willing to get into the corner so you can combo him down. He can break out of combos otherwise. And yeah, he's got that punch combo that you can't break out of. Alright, so now for some reason the game is going to have RPG go and save the whales, which I guess is kind of important. So those are the Vogons. You don't really learn much about them other than that they are sharks that are riding sharks, and they also have laser beams. And this is Aquaman, and he doesn't like whales, so you're going to have a very polite conversation with him about that. So this kind of showcases why this game can be real tough if you're just a pixel off on your setup. And in this fight, you can be real easily because that little spotlight attack lags the system like hell. But yeah, all that you have to be is just a pixel or two off, and enemies can just walk away from you trying to, bite them to death, which is pretty rude.
Oh, it's the windfish.
What?
So he mashed through that real quick, but I want to highlight that. Those birds that he just met, that he didn't have to fight at all, they tell you that they were the descendants of that other bird that you kicked his ass. And because you kicked his ass, they can't fly anymore. So they spend all day looking up at the sky and crying.
That's some deep lore.
Right? So, human fight, not too big of a deal. Fun fact, you can become the human in this game, and you're about as good as that human is.
Crunch in the nuts. Oh yeah, when I first fought that boss on my playthrough, that fucker knocks me out of the screen 3 times.
Yeah, that's pretty great when you see somebody playing this game casually, and they get knocked out of the park. It's fucking great.
Very bomb.
Alright, so we're coming up on the last boss fight. Bullbox is a huge dick, but he's also kind of a jerk and really a pain in the ass to fight.
Yep, I spent half my playthrough on this boss.
Yeah, so if you went the mammal route, there are a couple ways to trivialize it, but RPG didn't. He's going to be picking up a final green orb, or maybe he already has. I forget which one he picks up in the route. I think it's the one that's coming up. And he's going to use that to turn into a bird during one of the more problematic fights, but otherwise, it's a really, really tough fight as Dino, so I would say this is probably the largest part of why he went no mic, just to focus on this fight.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough fight. Even casually.
A tomato shop down the elevator.
Alright, so the way that this fight works is Bullbox spits out one of the creatures that you've fought in the past, or an upgraded version of one of the creatures that you fought in the past. And you have to kill that, and then you have to deal 80 damage to Bullbox. So that's what we're gonna be seeing here. RPG is gonna fight somebody that he's already fought in the past, but they're gonna be stronger and they're gonna do more damage and they're gonna be a huge pain in the ass. And then he's gonna deal some damage to Bullbox. If he takes too long fighting any of these enemies, Bullbox starts fighting him as well, which can get real hairy.
This is jellyfish. There's one. I'm trying to remember which one it is. That's a real pain in the ass.
It's the eel. The eel
Yeah,
is such a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, I hate that asshole.
Yeah, that's the one that kills everyone's runs, too. Hey, the eel's coming up.
Oh yeah, that's him. Fucking scum.
Yeah, so you'll see here he turns into a bird, which helps with the eel fight.
I actually didn't know about this move, like, for the first, 7 hours of my play. Probably would have made things so much easier.
Oh, did you go bird route in your casual playthrough?
He required me to go through bird. That was the agreement.
Holy shit!
So it was a pretty rough 8 hours, that's for sure.
Yeah, bird is pretty hard if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. this guy's an asshole too. The amphibian.
Yeah, this is one of the bosses that can hit you and you're not able to heal out of that hit. So he's being super, super careful here as a result.
One of them, I don't think it's this guy, but one of them like screams too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a different one. Oh, that's a bummer. So you want to see that white orb at the very end because it's not a monster. It's like this little roach that runs away. And
yeah, why do
if
you want to
get-
see that at the end though?
So if you see that at the end, you can just run all the way to the right, and that'll save you 3 seconds.
Oh, I see.
Like in a
It's-
PB attempt, you would be bummed.
That's like a 1 in 8 chance, I'm sure, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Well, no, it's worse than that. For it to come up, it's a 1 in 8 chance, and then a 1 in 7 chance, and so on.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because okay.
Yeah, so kind of like blue balls math. You want it to be the very end.
See.
Alright, so here's a screaming dude. A good fight, it never screams.
Fuck this guy. Hate him too. He'd stun me and then I'd get jammed by the fucking dick thing too. The huge dick.
Nice. So time's going to be coming up right when he leaves the next screen after this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sub 50. He's probably gonna be upset about it, but
Yeah, for a marathon run, doing any dino route, New Game Plus or otherwise, is super, super
Yeah.
risky. So, yeah, 49 is a really good time for a marathon run of this. It's time.
I did it.
Coo! Can't wait to hear the post commentary.
Well, thanks for the commentary, Tina.
Yeah, of course.
So that did cut Darkwing Duck's mammal world record by 2 seconds. So I guess that's all I could ask for.
Well, it was a pretty good run. You just got fucked in the ass by the Yeti, and that was it.
No, that was not it. But I mean,
that was basically most.
that's not basically all my time lost. No.
Well, you
I
just fucking-
did get a couple really good things to show off though. I got the otter jump, or the otter jump, which saves roughly 8 seconds, and I got the really quick green crystal grab in stage 3.
Yeah, I called both of those out.
Which that's why we have Tina Hacks on commentary. So thanks for that. We're gonna have Hellfoes. Looks like he's ready.
Thanks for rolling in here, Tina.
Yeah, of course.
He's some fresh commentary. He just didn't want us talking shit.
I mean, you were still here. You could have talked shit. I wouldn't
He
have told you.
must have talked shit.
I didn't want to. I promised him I'd stop talking so much shit about it. It's really, I only give him shit because he likes this game.
Well, maybe you should like it too, Blunt. I mean, it's a good game.
Well, I was forced to commentate this run for the SNES Superstars. Do you remember that?
You didn't do much of the
Literally had
commentary.
no one else to do it, and I had to commentate it and all I did was a let's play of this. That was an interesting. If it's posted somewhere, I recommend watching it. It's an interesting commentary.
I'll have to hunt that out and watch it.
Probably on their Speed Gaming channel.
Yeah, it's on the Speed Game.
Yeah, it was from Speed Gaming. I think it was me and Overfiend.
It was you and Overfiend, and Darkwing Duck was sick, or else he would have been on commentary apparently, and I was just like trashing Darkwing Duck the whole.
Wow, imagine not doing commentary because you're sick. I have like a super bad sinus infection, and I'm still doing commentary at less ass o'clock in the morning than it was going to be originally, but...
Yeah,
those are my work
Yeah,
hours.
thanks
so.
for like appreciate it.
Oh yeah, of course. Happy to do it.
Maybe next time you could race RPG and
Whoa!
know how to play the game.
Actually, I think
So-
she beat me in a live race. And
Yeah, I was gonna say at
GDQ.
AGDQ 17, I won one of the races that we had. So
Oh shit, you guys race? I didn't even see that.
you were right there. You were right there. You gave me the SD2 SNES so I could race.
Did
them.
I?
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I don't remember.
no, wasn't
Wow.
that wasn't. I don't think that was Blunt. That was.
No, that was one.
that Zelma? That might have been Zelma.
Oh, okay, Zelma.
Yeah, I know. Me and him look the same, so yeah, fine.
So we got Hellfoes up. I'm actually really excited for this, and I'll be on commentary for it. It's gonna be doing Banjo-Kazooie. And Tina's
Yeah,
probably
I'll
gonna be
see.
rolling freshly out of here.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'll be in chat though.
Yeah, the marathon's been
and
pretty sweet.
you're allowed to be in here and shit around if you want to. So there's no
There's plenty of really good runs coming up, so...
there's no rules in here.
Probably plenty of alcohol to drink.
Yeah, at the end, there's gonna be a drunk Yoshi race between the whole...
Oh yeah, anyone is
And anybody's
welcome to join
welcome to
that,
join.
by the way. If anyone wants to hop in on a Yoshi race, that's fine. I'm gonna cycle through the people playing. We have a 4-person layout, so
I got Void Spec that I need to finish.
So that's it. I'm gonna cut the stream, I'm sure. Just...
Well, they're still gonna hear me resetting, so that's good.
Yeah, I was at 49.37, and Darkwing Duck has a 49.39 PB.
yeah, I know that's all that mattered. So yeah, whatever.
With a couple of fresh death warps.
Yeah.
No, but that category is about a minute and a half down through though. So it's not...
I mean, it was well under estimate, so you did pretty good.
Category is about a minute.
Yeah, and all the spots said that you had trouble.